Hi, and welcome back to Everyone Has One with Tiffany. Okay, I have tried to film this video a couple times and I keep screwing up, so I'm going to try one more time. And my dogs are barking, I'm messing up my notes, I'm whatever. But today, I just wanted to do, and I'm even gonna make, I wanted to do like a 15-minute video. I think I'm gonna try to keep it in under 10 minutes. This is Everyone Has One with Tiffany. If you wouldn't mind subscribing to my channel, I would really like to reach more people. This channel is going to be focused on, my healing journey, different topics in pop culture. Today we're going to talk about Sister Wives, so we'll have some Sister Wives content on there. Just a myriad of different things, and very soon, I believe this week, I'll be filming a video with a special guest, so please stay tuned for that. But yeah, like and subscribe to this channel. Today, I just want to do a short video talking about something that I think has not been talked about a lot in a lot of the commentators, commentary videos, and that is regarding Sister Wives. See, I'm already getting tongue-tied. Regarding Sister Wives, and that has to do with like the Christine and Janelle stuff. So, starting with the story about The Ring. So The Ring, for those of you who may not know, but you probably do if you watch Sister Wives, is there was, Cody had a ring, his wedding ring that was given to him by Mary. Cody decided at some point, which Robin was around, that is fact. Robin was around. He didn't want Mary having like this control over him, so he took it upon himself to melt down the ring. When Mary had noticed that he was not wearing it, she asked about it. He said she wanted it back. He said, "Oh, I had it melted down." Very nasty, dirty, disgusting thing that he did to her. And that's that. And the story came out. There's a million different videos about it. That's not my point. My point has to do with the fact that when in the show they're talking about this, Janelle knew a ton about it. Probably more than Christine did. And I think more than Mary did. So Janelle just, of course, Janelle's like, she's smooth, man. Janelle's just like, yeah, the ring, and this is what happened, and, it was melted down, and, there were going to be some pieces of jewelry made for the children, for some of the children. And Mary doesn't mention that. Christine doesn't mention that. Robin doesn't mention that. Cody doesn't mention that. The only person who mentions that is Janelle, and that's because I think the jewelry pieces were going to be made for Janelle's children. And the reason why I think that is I think that Janelle's children are the favorite children until Robin's children, right? But if you watch the show, you will notice that Christine has mostly girls. She has one son, Peyton. But she has 5 girls, where Janelle has 4 sons and 2 girls. And then, so that's a comparison. They both have 6. Actually, we know from the show that Christine had a 7th pregnancy, before a 6th pregnancy truly was her 7th. She had a baby. I believe it was a miscarriage or a stillbirth, and that baby, according to Gwen, was buried at the Lehigh House. So, so we know that between those 2 women, there are 12 children. It's the bulk of the kids, but you can tell just in how the children talk about their father, kind of like the disparity in time. And Cody says in, I believe it was one of the Vegas episodes, and I think it had to do with like wrestling or sports, that he's just, he just finds it easier to connect with his sons than with his daughters. So just in that, given that Janelle has the majority of the boys, right? he's going to connect with them and want to be maybe with them a little more than with Christine, who has all these girls, right? And we know, and we can tell that Cody's not great with women, with females, right? So I think that Janelle, and Janelle said it, and Cody didn't disagree, that like they were good. You take the kids out of the mix, you take the other wives out of the mix. If it was just Janelle and Cody, they'd be on easy street, right? They can just do their thing. We've had it hinted that their, you know, their private time was, you know, great, right? Like they had a good time together. And so it's really interesting though that it's not, that part's not talked about a lot. There's all these little hints that at least he had a better connection with Janelle's kids than with Christine's kids, which makes sense because Christine says he's not around, right? And he never really was around. And Janelle doesn't have that complaint. Janelle doesn't talk about that. Like now she does say like, well, Logan was getting my kids off to school. I don't know where Cody was, but I think that's just because Cody's a bum. I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that I just think, you know, he says it later, like I could pay someone $20 an hour to watch my kids and I could be doing business, whatever that is, right? I don't know what his business is. What did Christine say in that podcast, Running Amok? So yeah, I just think it's really interesting. I'm wondering if anybody else has kind of picked up on that, where, again, and you can tell, like, yes, you know, with the surgery and different things, like, you know, with Isabel's surgery, like, yeah, she's really upset that her dad didn't come, right? And all that. But, like, in her day-to-day, it didn't seem to be as much of a problem for her to not see her dad. And again, right, Truly, when Christine's talking to Truly about, you know, living with David and having Amanda every day, she's like, I'm not used to that. I'm not used to a dad being at my house every day, right? And I would think, this is me, I would think maybe instead of not being used to it, or I'm not used to that anymore, because they used to live in the same house. Then they lived in the cul-de-sac. They all lived right by each other. You know, they have all this footage of Cody running around to these houses with like a chicken with its head cut off. But I guess he wasn't going to Christine's, right? He just must not have been going there. Don't know where he was going, but he obviously wasn't going to Christine's, because for Truly to not, like, she didn't say, I am not used to a man being around anymore, right? I'm not used to that. Meaning that her father didn't have a presence in her home. Now, my husband, just to, you know, draw some lines of comparison, my husband's a truck driver. He's been a truck driver for many years. He could be gone for, it's different, but when he first started, he would be gone for like a couple weeks at a time. My children would be like, we miss dad, we miss dad, we miss dad. But he was still he still had like a presence in the home, right? It was not like when he came home, like we'd be excited or whatever, but we would fall back into routine. Christine talks about how like Cody comes and it like upsets the balance of the home, right? Because he's not there, right? My husband could be gone for weeks at a time, but he would come back. It doesn't upset the balance of the home. Our home like goes back into homeostasis, right? It goes back into our normal. It takes a minute. I'm not gonna lie. It takes a minute just because, you know, we live in a home and my nephew, like we have family who lives here too. So it takes a little bit of a minute, but it's okay. Like after like a couple hours, everything gets back to where it's supposed to be. That's not the case in Christine's situation. And Janelle never mentions that. And maybe she never mentions it because Janelle is not the type to mention those types of things. You know, she you know, keeps things pretty close to her chest. But you would think, like, the children never mentioned anything like that either, as far as I'm aware. And now I've watched the show. You know, I've been watching it since the beginning. I don't recall that. So I just think it's very interesting. But I feel that, you know, everyone talks about, you know, Mary was the favorite wife. And I think, you know, I think she was a place of solace for Cody more than anything, right? Like, Mary had one child and she didn't want the other family members tromping through her house. And, you know, she wanted the biggest and best and, you know, whatever. And I've heard rumors that, like, they were part of an MLM back then. And so, you know, they were doing business together or whatever. So maybe in that sense, but I think that Janelle might have been the favorite wife. And I think for a good amount of time, because Janelle was independent. I don't think she asked for much. I think she did what she needed to do. We know that they got along, right? They fought good, but, you know, sometimes that's how it is, right? You can, you know, if it's good outside of the bed, you know, inside the bedroom, sometimes you can fight just as well outside of the bedroom. So, like, I don't know, but it seemed like, you know, it just seems that way, right? And again, like, Cody was mad that Christine left, and I feel like he was sad that Janelle left. And I think he was mad that Christine left because he thought Christine was a piece of crap, and he didn't think she'd ever have the balls to do it, right? He thought she was pathetic, and she would sit there and just take it. Where Janelle was like, yeah, no, I'm good. And he was like, wait, what? Good. Wait, what? You know, like, huh? You're leaving? You know? So I don't know. I think it's a little different. I know that's a slightly different take. I pretty much agree with a lot of the things that people are saying, but that's my little theory, that Janelle, you know, was very favored and Christine definitely was the basement wife and he treated her as such. And I think you can see that in the relationship. And I think you can tell, like, with the daddy issues with Christine's kids compared to Janelle's kids. Like, Janelle's kids are very upset, right? But they're upset because they had a relationship with their father and that relationship has changed. Where Christine's kids are upset because they didn't get to establish that relationship with their father, right? Like, they've always been trying. You know, look at Mykelti, right? We're seeing Mykelti where she's like, you know, I just want to, you know, be open to this. And, you know, and Cody, you know, is saying things and, you know, whatever. But she, you know, she keeps trying and trying and trying and trying, you know, and because she's trying to, she's not maintaining a relationship she already had. She's trying to build a relationship where, you know, you hear Madison say, you know, okay, cool. You don't want to be this. That's cool. But because she had a more involved relationship with Cody, and I think she was strong enough to cut that tie because she doesn't have those same types of daddy issues, right? That's my theory. I don't know. But share your theories, and do you think I'm hitting the nail on the head? Am I really off base? Like, what do you think? I would love to hear. Hopefully we can talk about it in the comment section. Have a great evening. Bye.